He's gonna drop me off, and I'm terrified.
She's gonna be just fine. She could do this.
Do her best.
When Emily Shear found out she was pregnant with her second child,
Day 6 of a self-quarantine.
she never imagined how dangerous it could be, giving birth in the middle of a global pandemic, in the worst hot zone in the country.
How are you holding up under the circumstances?
It's been a stressful pregnancy, especially for New York City as the cases rise and our due date nears. It's been pretty nerve-wracking.
Millions of expectant parents are facing that added risk and emotional turmoil.
We're really in uncharted territory, and there's so much we don't know about COVID-19, especially its effects on pregnant women, newborns, and the fetus.
Rare but extreme cases of COVID-19 impacting mothers and babies, making headlines. In Vancouver, Washington, this woman gave birth in a coma while battling the virus.
We love you, Angela.
Only meeting her daughter 2 weeks later.
The world wants to meet you.
Tearful reunions like this one in New York, sometimes playing out on sidewalks in front of hospitals. For so many, the crisis is creating fear and confusion. Tonight, 4 families bring us inside their journeys to parenthood in this unprecedented time. Taking us into the delivery room through those painful separations and heartwarming reunions.
You hear Daddy?
Hey, Zoe. Hey, sweet girl.
It's everything that you want to hear when you can't hold your babies, that at least they recognize their voice.
This is our baby girl to B's bedroom.
We started following Emily, husband Billy, and their daughter Abigail a month ago at the height of the pandemic.
Hello to baby sister.
Right after her hospital and several others in New York City issued a drastic decision. In order to protect patients and staff, no family, no spouse allowed in labor and delivery.
What was it like hearing the news that you're going to have to basically go it alone?
It was devastating hearing that I'd have to do this by myself. It's unimaginable to me.
You're missing out on something, Dad. What was that like to realize?
It's really upsetting because I'm a man that likes to take care of his ladies. I pride myself in taking care of my ladies, and I feel like I'm kind of letting them down by not being able to be there.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is that in the biggest medical moment of my life, something goes sideways and I either can't make the decision and someone makes it for me and Billy's not there to be part of it. And I don't understand how he could possibly miss out on this moment in our child's life.
How you feeling? It's your due date.
It is my due date. I feel good.
Carly and Stephen DiFilippo also felt blindsided after moving from California to New York to have their first child, the policy change coming just days before their baby was due.
It was scary, the idea of him missing that and meeting his kid for the first time on the streets of Manhattan. Like, I want them to be together. I want us all to be together.
It sucks, but then you start to understand why those restrictions were put in place.
Carly miraculously found a birthing center that could accept her.
We're just really happy there was an alternate option for us.
We did not have a baby shower, unfortunately, because of the pandemic.
Janelle Drysdale-Miller and her husband Warner are having trouble finding another option.
We tried several times. I have called the Brooklyn midwives. All of them have said we're booked so far. I haven't found one.
Janelle is well aware of the reality that Black women already face, higher complication rates and maternal mortality, up to 3 times higher than white women, according to the CDC.
That's the thing that was the #1 concern, and now it's not. Now it's the pandemic, this virus.
What's your biggest fear?
Going through all of this and looking back on it and seeing how terrified or fearful I was that I didn't get the chance to really enjoy my wife, the birth of my child, because you only get one first child.
All Janelle, Carly, and Emily can do now is hope. Hope for change in policy. Hope that no one gets sick. Hope that it all works out.
This is a scary time to be walking into a hospital in need.
I've used the metaphor that we're parachuting into what feels like a war zone, to have this little tiny fragile thing and then just getting out. The whole goal, like Billy said, is just to get home.
It wouldn't take long for that philosophy to become reality.
It is March 27th, ooh, and I'm having a contraction. That's good timing.
It's go time. We are headed to the hospital.
He's not coming up with me. He's gonna drop me off, and I'm terrified.
She's gonna be just fine.
Walking out the door, I think I was pretty upset. It definitely was a scary feeling going into it.
I just dropped my wife Emily off. I was not allowed to bring her up to the 4th floor. They changed the rules again because I guess it's getting worse.
Billy's parked in the car right outside, so just wanted to capture the moment. Bill, how you doing?
Okay. It's kind of crazy to be on FaceTime.
She locked eyes with me while she was pushing those last few pushes through the screen. And then all of a sudden the doctor says, "Here you go," and plopped the baby right on her. And I just screamed, "Yeah!" I was just happy. I knew my kid was out. I knew she was healthy. I knew my wife was okay. And that's all that mattered to me.
Can I get a little peek?
Yeah, of course. This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
A couple days early.
Oh, look at that face.
Because hospitals are trying to minimize the risk of exposure, Emily is discharged in the middle of the night.
How was the pickup?
The security guard looks at me, he hands me a big bottle of sanitizer, gives me a couple pumps and says, "Pick up your kid." So I picked her up and, with my mask on, I'm holding her right in front of me, and I was overjoyed.
It was 2 in the morning. It felt like we were escaping from the hospital, by cloak of night.
What the reunited family didn't know is that Billy missed out by just a matter of hours. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo ordering hospitals to allow one companion in labor and delivery.
We know that if a pregnant woman, a laboring woman, has a support person there, things go better. They go better psychologically, emotionally, and in some ways medically.
Messaging, ROB.
Carly and Stephen hear about the order immediately.
I think that we're still apt to stick with the birthing center.
Except the days keep passing and the baby isn't coming.
Another day, another dog walk. This is a steep curve.
At 11 days overdue and with her blood pressure elevated, Carly has no choice. She has to be induced at the hospital.
So we just got started on Pitocin.
The precautions were definitely what we expected. Full PPE. He was in head to toe gown. They let me kind of intermittently wear a mask because, as you can imagine, laboring with an N95 is not really possible. The most exciting thing was right at 7 p.m. they did the cheer for all the health workers and the shift change, and I was pushing him out while that cheer was happening.
What do you think, Daddy?
He's beautiful.
Stephen got to witness his son Joaquin's birth, but had to leave just a few hours later, the pandemic forcing hospitals to limit exposure. Stephen can't come back until mom and baby are discharged 2 days from now. Janelle and Warner's experience was similar.
Around 1:20 in the morning,
The dam's broke.
yes. And we're off to having a baby. They have to now test me for COVID and then admit me into a room.
The couple leaning on each other during the delivery of daughter Amani.
Are you wearing a mask this entire time?
Yeah, during labor, I had the mask on. When I was pushing, I had the mask on. For the most part, I had the mask on. When they turned her to me, her eyes were popping out her head. She was shocked. I was shocked. We were all...
I was shocked.
I really found someone like you.
When Dad's a Broadway star, lullabies come with the territory. The couple hoping Amani's birth will lift spirits.
Welcome to Brooklyn.
We've had, friends that have had family members or other friends of theirs die from, this virus or at least be hospitalized. And I know I've gotten texts and calls from people saying that, thank you for sending me this because this has really been a breath of fresh air.
It's okay.
Coming up, when newborn intensive care goes on lockdown.
It's okay, Wesley.
You, Daddy.
One couple's story of faith and grace, the incredible moment of reunification and homecoming.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.